Hey everyone, Marco here today to show you a super practical method for transforming your long videos into perfectly shareable short clips. If you've spent time experimenting with those brand new generative AI video tools, you know the potential is exciting, but the results can be really hit or miss. We've all seen it. Characters suddenly duplicating themselves or actions completely failing to transition from one generated scene to the next. It leads to endlessly regenerating clips just to salvage one small usable segment for your content schedule. This is precisely the point where a footage-first approach, specifically using Vizard, proves its immense value for consistent creators. So, let's jump right into the simple process you should adopt immediately. The very first step is navigating to the platform and ensuring you are signed into your account. Forget the lengthy text prompts trying to describe an entire visual scene from scratch. Instead, you are providing the AI engine with actual high-quality source footage for it to analyze. This long-form source material can be anything from an hour-long webinar to a detailed tutorial or even an unedited vlog segment. The core magic happens next as the system automatically scans your content to pinpoint those highly engaging peaks of viewer interest. It functions like an expert editor who intuitively knows which moments are statistically most likely to perform well on social feeds. I generally recommend uploading clips in the 10 to 20 minute range to give the analysis engine plenty of material to work with. After the initial analysis is complete, usually within a minute or two, you are presented with several suggested ready-to-cut clips. These suggestions are intelligently derived from strong shifts in pacing, significant audience reactions, or key audio cues. You can then thoroughly preview each suggested cut to ensure it perfectly captures the essence you intended. If aspect ratio control is important to you, Vizard handles platform-specific cropping automatically, which is a massive time saver. Whether you need a perfect square for Instagram or vertical video for TikTok, the tool manages the formatting without manual intervention. This feature alone eliminates dozens of tedious, repetitive clicking actions that eat into your valuable production time. Here is a critical piece of advice I always follow. Never expect the very first generated pass to be the absolute final version. Even with excellent automation, I strongly suggest generating a few alternate variants for the same segment to see which has the most punch. Once you select the best option, you can then perform small, crucial tweaks to the intro and outro trims for better flow. The overarching goal for short-form platforms remains keeping those clips snappy, ideally landing between 5 and 15 seconds in total length. Contrast this reliability with those purely generative platforms that try to synthesize entire new scenes from a simple text description. My trials showed those tools create fantastic-looking patches, but the overall narrative structure frequently falls apart completely. You might see a character that was walking suddenly swimming, or even witness an entirely random animal popping into existence in the background. Because Vizard anchors its edits to your real source footage, character continuity and visual fidelity are naturally maintained throughout. You will not end up with bizarrely warped facial features or phantom animals unless they were genuinely present in your original recording. Once you've selected and refined your essential clips, the system provides a very clean pathway for integrating voiceovers and background music. You have the flexibility to upload a pre-rendered text-to-speech file, often sourced from tools like 11 Labs for superior naturalness. Alternatively, you can import royalty-free tracks from vast libraries such as Pixabay or even record a spontaneous human voiceover directly. My personal preference involves writing a very short, high-impact hook statement to anchor the strongest visual beats. Because Vizard allows for precise nudging of both the clip timing and the audio alignment, your narration hits exactly when it needs to. This precision negates the need for countless frustrating re-exports just to synchronize a single spoken phrase. Now, let's discuss a feature that truly separates this system: the incredibly useful auto-schedule function. Instead of exporting everything and then manually queuing posts across all your various social platforms, you set the cadence once. You designate the specific days and times, and the integrated AI proactively pushes the new clips out based on your established content calendar. For creators managing multiple client channels or rapidly scaling their own presence, this logistical support is an absolute game changer. You completely bypass the need for messy spreadsheets, or worse, missing crucial posting windows due to human error. Speaking directly to that calendar view, Vizard's content calendar acts as the central hub where everything converges perfectly. Here, you can visually monitor everything scheduled, easily drag and drop clips to reschedule them on the fly, and refine captions. This centralization keeps your entire short-form output workflow unified within one application, eliminating excessive context switching. For those who prefer a more structured, story-driven approach, sketching out simple beats is still a valuable first step. Think in terms of a clear structure: an opening hook, one primary visual insight, a small moment of reveal, and a strong call to action. Crucially, restrict each of those beats to conveying just one core idea, avoiding unnecessary clutter. The pitfall of overcomplicating things is real, as both automated editors and human audiences struggle when too many directions are jammed into one clip. If your original long video contains a brief microstory, like an animal crossing a path, segment that into two tight clips: the approach and the final payoff. Vizard's automated suggestions often align perfectly with these narrative beats, allowing you to visually stitch them together into one cohesive short. If you do feel the need to incorporate custom synthetic elements from another AI generation tool, Vizard still allows you to import them as source clips. However, be keenly aware that AI-generated footage can sometimes clash visually with your professional camera footage. This is why I primarily advocate leveraging Vizard's strength, curating and editing real content, reserving synthetic scenes only for very specific creative accents. Here is the exact routine workflow I execute as a standard operating procedure every single week. Step 1. Upload your entire, complete long-form footage file directly into the Vizard environment. Step 2 involves letting the automatic editor run its process to generate those highly suggested, potentially viral clips. Step 3 is the critical human element, previewing all the suggestions and handpicking 6 to 12 of the strongest candidates. For Step 4, you will micro-trim those chosen clips and then layer in a short, punchy voiceover or a compelling text overlay. Step 5 requires adding a subtle, royalty-free music bed and then meticulously balancing the overall audio levels for clarity. Finally, Step 6 is either a direct export or placing the finished clips into the auto-schedule queue via the calendar. When utilizing text-to-speech for quick content iterations, remember to write your narration in very short bursts, ideally 1 to 2 concise sentences per clip. Maintaining a natural conversational cadence is what ultimately keeps your audience engaged with the synthesized voice. If you absolutely demand a more genuine, human touch, record your audio on your phone and simply drop that file into the editor. Vizard fully supports this too. Now, let's address some common troubleshooting scenarios you might run into during your first few runs. If an automatically suggested clip doesn't nail the precise action you were hoping for, do not immediately label the process a failure. Instead, try prompting the system to generate another alternative cut situated very close to that original problematic timestamp. If manual adjustments still leave the edit feeling slightly disjointed, export the piece and open it in a lighter editor like CapCut for final micro-polishing. However, I must stress that the vast majority of my final high-performing videos are actually completed entirely within the Vizard environment because it is simply faster. Let's circle back to the crucial topic of affordability and why this workflow's value proposition is so strong in today's market. Many cutting-edge generative video platforms demand substantial credits or are gated behind very expensive, high-tier subscription tiers. Moreover, those same tools often neglect the necessary logistical support, offering no built-in scheduling or centralized management features. While they might deliver beautiful visuals, they fail to provide the backend systems that actually keep a consistent content pipeline moving. Vizard, conversely, bundles a powerful editing engine with the essential behind-the-scenes infrastructure that busy creators and small operations desperately need. We aren't suggesting those other tools offer zero value. They certainly do have their creative niches. But for the creator focused squarely on rapidly spinning out high volumes of shorts from existing long-form assets, Vizard perfectly hits the productivity sweet spot. Before I wrap up this walkthrough, here's one final pro tip to maximize your efficiency gains. Always batch your production tasks together. Dedicate one focused session purely to generating and selecting all your initial video clips. Use a completely separate session entirely for recording voiceovers and integrating your chosen background music tracks. A final block of time should be reserved just for review, caption finalization, and scheduling everything through the calendar. This batch workflow is instrumental in keeping you deep inside a creative flow state and avoiding constant mental context switching. Also, always maintain a ready-to-go assets folder containing your brand overlays and a few go-to music beds for instant deployment. Vizard makes plugging these standardized elements into dozens of clips a completely trivial and nearly instantaneous action. So that essentially covers the entire core mechanism behind achieving consistent short-form video output fast. Vizard is the indispensable tool I rely on whenever predictable, high-quality results are required with minimum turnaround time. It expertly isolates the best moments, rigorously maintains visual continuity, and manages the complex scheduling details for you. If you are completely burnt out on regenerating unreliable scenes in pure generative tools or spending entire days manually cutting shorts, you must try this workflow. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, learning these powerful creative scaling strategies. I will be sharing even more tips on developing high-leverage creative routines and scaling short-form output without sacrificing your personal time. When you implement this method, please let me know which types of content clips resonated the most with your target audience. Also share what specific niche or promotional goal you are currently aiming to achieve with your new short-form blitz. Remember to take a breath, be deliberate in picking those high-value moments, and let the inherent quality of your content shine through. Truly big ideas always find the clearest possible frame through which to be effectively presented. I look forward to connecting with you all again in the next video. Until then, keep creating powerfully.